Hi, Miss Soheli. How are you?
Hi, hello, doctor. I'm good, Alhamdulillah.
So, yes, you said that you just arrived because you were traveling.
Yes, yes. I wasn't prepared for today's speech, to be honest, because I don't have really much time to check on the phone.
Okay, okay, I can understand. But since this is our regular program, every Friday at 8 o'clock, we come live for the educators. We discuss on different topics, and we are already on live. So already the people they are watching us. So without any delay, I think that we can start our topic so that they all can be happy to know that what best we have brought for them. So even our regular host, Muhammad Anwarul Haq, is also somewhere else today because he is traveling with his mother. His mother has come to UAE. So he is traveling with his mother. So he may be joining late. But anyway, Soheli, thank you very much for joining. And we'll start in a while. How was your trip? How was your journey?
Yeah, we're having a roadshow for education's recruitment, as you know, starting from the 1st May to Indonesia. So as for today, we just come back to Kuala Lumpur after 2 weeks of the roadshow.
Okay, so congratulations that you have expanded to Indonesia as well. Indonesia is really a big market and lots of scope. Will you please tell us a little bit about Indonesia and education in Indonesia?
Yeah, basically, as we know, Indonesia is a huge populations in terms of educations. They actually are very advanced on certain things because they're having a human force basically. So I was quite surprised on we usually have a different perceptions about Indonesia, but when I go there and I introduce our educations, uh, materials and so on. Actually, they are very one is knowledgeable, and another thing is that education is very important for them basically. So I was quite surprised with the demand and the request that lots of people are questioning about. And the courses that they are interested is basically, like the one that we always overlook. But as for them, it is important.
Wow. So, Miss Suhaili, thank you very much for coming on my weekly talk show about educators. We are serving the global educators. And here we discuss about the issues, the trends, the latest happenings in the field of education. Will you please just let us know a little bit more about you, about your work, about your company, where are you based, and all those things, please. Thank you. So that, when the people are going to listen to you, they can correlate, they can understand that who is speaking here.
Yeah, all
Yes,
right.
Miss Suhaili.
Yeah, my name is Shohaili. I'm based in Kuala Lumpur. My company is Tawafin. Tawafin has been established since mid 1990s. It's a family company actually. So we are focusing on the educations, undergraduates, postgraduates. We are the university representative for Malaysia and also Central Asia for a few university. So basically, what we are doing is recruiting, placement, internship, student exchange, university collaborations. So basically, that is what we are doing currently, Doctor.
Okay. Wow, that's really good to know. What all courses Tawafin has, if somebody is watching and they're interested to study in Malaysia? So, what all courses are going to attract them?
Yeah, okay. Basically, we have more than 130 courses from medical up to creative arts, music, and so on. So we are offering postgraduates, undergraduates, and also starting from a new intake, which is in July, we start recruiting for vocationals as well.
Wow, that's really lovely. No, when you said about medical, so medical is something that is very much popular among the youth and the people. They want to go for this when parents are very keen that their children should go for the medical course. And I also personally feel that medical is something that is very close to the humanity. We serve the people, we heal their illnesses, and this is something that's called service also. But one thing is attached with medical, and that is high fee. I can see in UAE, in India, the fee is too high that I don't think that masses can afford it. If you
Mm.
can throw some light on the fees aspect of medical course in Malaysia.
The fees cost for Malaysia is basically 300,000 ringgit up to 500,000 ringgit. That is a standard fee. That is one thing. Second thing is actually Malaysia is an affordable living country. So you might see our study fee is slightly higher, but in terms of affordability of living in Malaysia, it's quite reasonable. As Dr. Halimah, I believe that you're staying in Malaysia for quite some times. Our fee for living costs is quite low compared to other countries. That is one. And secondly, why Malaysia is a destination for medical study is because our how to say, our courses is being recognized by certain country, especially in India, Pakistan, UAE, and so on.
Yes, that I can say that living cost is really in comparison to the UAE or in comparison to Singapore or UK or USA or any other country. Yes, living cost is really very low. And one more thing that I have observed with my own experience, that Malaysia is really, Alhamdulillah, by the grace of Almighty, quite safe as well.
Yeah.
And the culture, the atmosphere, the environment, and everything is like very conducive for the students.
Yeah.
And it has natural beauty as well. The climate is so good, and it's not very hot, not very cold. It has moderate temperature, and it has lots of natural beauty, greenery. So all those are very helpful to refresh the mind of any student. I think that in that way also we can say that Malaysia is a right destination for the students. Okay,
Yes.
so yes, Ms. Soheli, actually today we are supposed to discuss about the education and moral values and ethics. Quite often we read the news, we see that how the educational institutions, how the things are happening in the educational institutions, how the sometimes the teachers are behaving in an appropriate way, and how those things like immoral things, or we can say the things that is against the value system or ethics. Earlier, it was considered that education institutions are a role model, and the
Mm.
teachers are also role model. But now that notion is not there, that concept is not there.
Mhm.
So in your opinion, is academic success meaningful without a strong moral values?
No, I do believe that moral value is one of the criteria that is the most important. Even you are a straight A students, but without manners and all that, it's mean nothing. It means meaningless actually. So it must be in line, basically, Doctor.
Yeah, that's really true. Without moral values, I don't think any success can be considered as success. And should schools focus equally on character building and academics, and why they should focus?
Basically, it should be focused on both. Like in Malaysia, we are not just focused on the academic, as well as disciplines, and also like us, we need to greet our teacher every time we meet them, and so on. So by grading, it is very important, but in terms of disciplines and character building is also very important because most of our time we spend with our schoolmates. It's not with our parents during our grow up, during teenagers as well. So most of the time is basically in Malaysia, our school time is 7:30 up to 1:30. So half of the day is already in the school. So I believe that that is something that we need to groom in the school, not just like some people saying that it started from the house, from home, from parents. No, it's actually the community itself.
Oh, that's really a great idea that you have given to us. That most of the time we spend more time with our colleagues, with friends in the schools, and their influence is really quite high on us. Even teachers, we consider the teachers as our role models, and we try to follow them in everything: the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they behave, the way they treat each other. So naturally, then we have to focus both character building and academics. So how can teachers become role models of ethics in today's society?
Usually, I believe, based on my experience, every time we have the teachers who are very strict, we don't like that teacher. We will not follow and we will not like her. But I'm giving you a live example. If the teacher is like a mother to the schools, children's, to the students, we will tend to follow whatever she say. And especially like those days during my school time. I have one teacher who like we call it Mama. So none of us know how to cook basically. And she's the one who said, during school holiday, everyone needs to come to my house and we will learn how to cook, a few dishes and all that. So actually, it's not about being a strict teacher or, it's some sort of like a students and teacher. It's more like a, basically, how to say the right words. I don't. Basically, it's like mother-daughter situations, to groom a students, basically, so that from that how to say the environments, we will tend to follow our teacher. If we have a strict teacher, we will become like more stubborn
Yes.
teacher.
So
But
I also remember my teachers used to be my life guide, I can say that. And I was fortunate to even live with my teacher in their home. He was my secretary of the school, and he announced for the hostel, but he couldn't start the hostel because there were very less number of students applying for the hostel. So then he decided to keep. We were very small, like I was in grade 3 or 4, like that. So he decided to keep us as PG. And then in the house, we got like lots of training from him. I still remember he used to ask so many questions all the time, whether we are doing the household chores or whether we are playing or whether we are doing anything else. But he used to ask so many questions, and that has made our mind very curious mind. I'm really grateful to the teachers. So, of course, teachers are great role models for us.
yes.
Now, if we talk parents, so what is the role of parents in developing ethical behavior alongside education?
I said again because I lost the connection
So,
just.
like, what is the role of the parents? We are talking about the role of teachers, we have spoken. Now, what is the role of the parents in developing ethical behavior alongside education?
So basically, as a parents, it's actually your responsibility. It's just a teacher is helping you on, halfway basically because the students tend to be in schools half a day. So it's a responsibility of the parents to have a, great future. It's not just like as a parents, you need to guide. Without your guidance, we will not know whether we do it the right thing or or because we are growing up. I'm sure it is okay to make a mistake, but by guidance of the parents, we tend to reduce our mistakes basically.
Okay. So, yes, of course, I always believe that education is a tripolar. So, at one side, we have teachers, the other side, we have parents, and the students is the main focus. So, with a fine balance of teachers and parents, we are training and their upbringing, their proper guidance, a student can get the holistic development, and that holistic development is the key to success. Now, if we
Yes.
talk about the technology, Miss Soeli, so we cannot ignore technology in today's world. So, can technology and artificial intelligence weaken ethical thinking in students?
Yes, it is. Actually, AI is creating more and more critical thinkings if we use it in a correct way for the students actually. There is a pro and cons in AI, but we need to see on the good side as you know, we cannot ignore the technology basically. So we have to adapt with it. So it is how you adapt with the technology. If you make it useful, it will be useful.
Yes, actually, technology, I always believed that it is just a tool in the hand of the user. So if we use technology in a proper way and we use it for the benefits, naturally it is going to be beneficial. But if we use it to harm others, so we can consider it as a knife in the hand. So if you want to cut vegetable fruits with a knife, it's fine. But if you are going to cut the throat of any person with a knife, then naturally it is very dangerous. So same way, that technology is a tool, and it's up to us that how we use the technology, whether we use technology for the ethical practices or we use it unethically and then weaken our ethics among the students. Now if we
Yes.
talk about the uh, you know bullying something that I always hated, and I always feel for the person who is being bullied. And I always believe that at least a person who has come in this world should have the right to live peacefully, live freely, live as the person he is, without being mocked at, without being laughed at, without being bullied. So how can educational institutions prevent bullying, dishonesty, and discrimination?
On that, I'm not sure because previously I've been bullied as well.
Oh,
Intention,
so
I don't
sorry
know.
to know. Yeah.
So
Yes,
I
yes. So, I can just feel in your place that how you would have gone through that situation when you are being bullied. And if you talk about discrimination, also that also hurts you like anything. And I have also faced this discrimination. Where when you are in the minority at one place and the other students are from the other communities or other nation or other region or other race, even on the basis of region also, race also, there are discrimination. So it really hurts. We always feel disheartened. We feel that as if that why we are born in this region, why we are born in this country, why we are born with this complexion, why we are born like this. So it really hurts, and educational institutions have to focus more and more on this to prevent discrimination, dishonesty, and the bullying. It is their responsibility. So, if you talk about discipline, so is discipline more important than freedom in the education system?
no, basically discipline is the number one in educations, basically. Without discipline, you cannot do anything because to study also you need to have a discipline. You know?
Yeah, I also believe, sometimes the people they think that discipline curbs the creativity, but I'm not in the favor of that.
Mm,
Creativity, innovation, and being curious, all these things are the requirement of 21st century. But being indisciplined doesn't develop these skills in the students.
yes.
Instead, it is just diverting their focus, diverting their attention. And then it is not, their concentration is not towards the main goal. So
Yeah.
that's why it's important. Suppose I want to do a lot in the class, but in my class, there is no discipline. The students are talking too loud, or they are throwing something here and there, they are running around, or they are not following the instructions of the teachers. Then naturally it's going to affect me, because maybe you are not interested in studies, you are not interested in learning, but I am interested in learning. So it is my right to get the very peaceful and conducive environment to nurture my talents and develop my skills. So I
Yeah.
think discipline is the first and foremost thing. And I found that some teachers, they just focus on their on the skill development, they just focus on the learning part, and they hardly focus on the discipline. sometimes when I used to discuss with my teachers when in my schools, they used to say that they don't focus on discipline, because if again and again we are pointing out the students, so it spoils the rapport of the class or flow of the class, and also the child feels very disheartened. This is not the answer. If, because a thief will feel very bad, we cannot tell the thief that stealing is a bad habit. It is
Mm,
like that. If the thief is going to feel bad, so just considering his feelings, we should avoid this fact that okay, stealing is a bad habit. It
yeah,
is not the fact. Whatever is bad, we have to make them understand that it is bad.
yeah. For
And
me,
yeah,
basically, this kind of discipline need to be groomed since the primary school or even kindergarten. Like in Malaysia, I give you one of the example that in England, so basically, people will tend to think that this is coming from Malaysia. One of it is that we will still use ruler up to university because we're being taught by our teachers in the kindergarten up to our secondary school. Every time we write something, it must be on the line and you must line it. And you have to put a full stop. So based on the feedback from the basically the lecturers in England and all that, when they see there is a line, it's very systematic. It means that it's the students from Malaysia. That is our signature basically. And that things is actually how to say, it's being started from our education system that we've been trained since our kindergarten. We need to use a ruler.
wow, that is another school of thought, I can say, and it has its own benefits. So, if
Yeah.
we talk about the global responsible citizenship, what do
Yes.
you think? Which kind of education is required to make the students global responsible citizens?
Basically, usually there is a three questions for this kind of things, which is who benefit from this knowledge, who might be harmed, and what is my responsibility as a global citizen. It's not just about the climate change, but it's also their habit towards it. So they don't just study, but they need to practice and doing it continuously, contribute to it.
Yes, that's really great. And now this is the time for the rapid fire round. So you will get you have to answer these questions quickly. This is my humble request for the rapid fire round. So yes, can a highly educated person still be unethical?
Absolutely. Educations give you better tools. Ethics tells you how to use them. A skilled liar is still a liar, basically.
Okay, so correct. Uh, what is more important, intelligence or integrity?
Obviously, it's an integrity doctor without
Are today's students under too much pressure to succeed?
yes, and dangerously, the pressure is often break the ethics, actually.
Okay, thank you. Should social media ethics be taught in schools?
It should be, actually. It should be.
What is one ethical value every student must learn before graduation?
The courage, basically. Courage,
You can also, okay, so now we are going to have, thank you very much. All the answers are brilliant answers. Thank you for this rapid fire round. And yes, education without values, as useful as it is, seems rather to make man a more clever devil. So this is a famous quote by C.S. Lewis, and how true and how beneficial it is for us that if we are giving education but no values, so it's going to make them more clever devil. And this is true. If you will see that if the people are bad and if they are uneducated, they are only bad. But if they are educated, so they are worse. Even they are worst. That's the difference. So
yes.
that's why along with education, we have to give them the values. And
Yes.
before we conclude, let's focus on the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically, intelligence plus character. That is the goal of true education, said by Martin Luther King Jr. So with this, I request you for your closing lines, please, Ms. Sohaili.
Yeah, basically, on the final thought is remember the king's word, as you said. The functions of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. But it didn't stop there, basically. Intelligence plus character, it will build our minds, basically. And let's not forget to build our hearts as well.
Thank you very much, my dear friends. With this beautiful quote, we are signing off. With me today is Miss Sohaili, and Miss Sohaili is from Malaysia, and she runs an institute and an agency for the Tawafin, with the name of Tawafin, such a beautiful name. I like the name. And they are basically into recruitment of students for the admission in Malaysia. Malaysia has such a beautiful universities, highly intellectual professors, and a very conducive environment for learning. And also they provide the internships, they provide the exchange programs, and there are many more things they offer to the students. So thank you, Ms. Sohaili, to be here in our show that is live show every Friday at 8 p.m. IST. Thank you very much for being with me. And yes, friends, if you have any queries, any questions, you are always welcome. If you want to get admission in Malaysia, Ms. Sohaili is the right person to advise you, to guide you, to direct you, and to facilitate all your travel, all your queries, all your admission process, everything Tawafin is going to take care. So that is one platform that can be trusted by all of us. With this, thank you very much for being with us, and see you all next Friday with a new face, with a new topic, with a new issue, and with a heart full of love and full of compassion for all of you. Thank you very much. Thank you,
Thank
Ms. Sohaili.